Hey guys, Tomboy601 and another early morning video. Patch notes for the next update are out, and it's a doozy because we're getting a ton of things. There's a lot of events, new game modes, new ships, a free code for some camo sprinkled in, carrier test. It's a whole lot. So let's just go ahead and dive on in. First things first, Airstrike event. Yes, carriers are going to be in their own game mode called Airstrike. At long last, aircraft carriers are storming into Legends, albeit in the form of a test event. We're starting with Tier 3 and 5 ships separated into their own mode for the first 2 weeks of the update, February 1st through the 15th. You'll be able to try out the Japanese carriers Hosho at Tier 3 and Ryuju at Tier 5, as well as the American counterparts Tier 3 Langley, and Tier 5 Ranger. To command the new ships, you'll have to get the help of Ernst King for the US Flat Tops and Timon Yamaguchi for the Japanese machines. To get yourself behind the helm of the carriers, you'll first have to win a couple of battles in this mode playing a non-carrier. We understand that most of you will be interested in playing carriers rather than against them. Therefore, Airstrike mode has bots to fill the battles. Considering that only one carrier per side is allowed, another important point is that will allow our volunteers a few randomly selected players to get carriers right away, essentially just 2 battles before anyone else, to collect more data. We understand that they will have a bit more experience with the ship type at the moment of release, but the curve will flatten within the first week. We hope that you'll get enough of a first look to give us ample feedback. We plan to bring carriers into the game as a mainstay several updates after this event. Some important info about carriers in their current form. 1, you can only control one entity on the screen at a time, so once your squadron is in the air, you lose control of the carrier. 2, you have access to 2 types of squadrons, torpedo and dive bombers. The first type launches torpedoes that deal damage that may cause flooding. The second, dive bombers, drop HE bombs that can start fire and incapacitate modules. Number 3, AA suites of other ships have received no changes for the purpose of the test. We're not enabling the display of AA stats yet either, considering the limited power of the carriers in their current form as well as the limitation of 1 per team. We're expecting that current AA suites will be sufficient, even without consumables and or rebalancing. Don't forget that it is indeed a test event, so we will need to collect as much data as we can. Number 4, the AA guns of other ships begin to fire as soon as enemy aircraft is within proximity, and they do not affect the ship's firing detectability. However, the enemy will see where the AA fire is originating from. Number 5, catapult fighters for all cruisers and battleships have been changed to make them less passive spotting satellite and more of a countermeasure against carrier attacks. For most cruisers, the cooldown for the catapult fighter has been reduced from 180 seconds to 80 seconds, while the time the plane stays in the air has been reduced from 360 seconds to 60 seconds. For battleships, the cooldown has just been reduced from 180 to 80. Number 6, there are no servicing costs for carriers in the airstrike mode. Other ships retain the regular ship servicing cost. And number 7, once airstrike mode concludes on February 15th, the aircraft carriers and commanders will be removed from your accounts. Any experience accrued on the carriers will be transferred to Tier 1 ships of the appropriate nations. Control-wise, hitting enemy ships with your torpedoes and bombs is going to be the most difficult aspect of gameplay, so don't be hard on yourself if you miss the first few drops. Just as shells require a lead, planes require one too, and you need to get an understanding of your window of opportunity whenever launching an attack. You'll be able to use ships of Tier 4 when playing against the carriers, and you'll want to play the regular ships as there are several sets of available missions. The first batch will be available during week 1 of the update, encompassing getting your first carriers, new dimensions, carrier mastery, born to fly, and prowess in battling against them, born to swim. Week 2 will offer similarly titled missions for Tier 4 through Tier 6 ships. The missions are chained, and Born to Fly can be quite specific with its requirements, so make sure you familiarize yourself with them. So boom, that's the carrier test. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. I'm glad to see it's a different game mode. I'm very interested. I'm sad to see that the catapult fighter is no longer going to be my perfect little spotting angel that can spot over things for me forever in cruisers, but it is what it is. I'm just excited that we're getting them and that it'll be in a separate thing, so we don't really have to worry about it. But my favorite thing is the next thing, because British cruisers are already close to my heart. They're my favorite tech tree ships, and now we're getting British heavy cruisers. An entirely new line of ships is entering our waters in early access. There are quite a few differences that these ships possess in comparison with their lighter counterparts. First, they have access to HE shells, and while the ballistic trajectories may have comparatively arced, the per salvo damage is quite significant. No matter what shell type you use, they are relatively well armored and have an improved repair party consumable that restores significantly more citadel damage than it does for other nations. Additionally, these cruisers have access to sonar, plus their torpedoes can be launched individually, further improving your tactical freedom. Something, of course, has to give, and that something is speed and maneuverability. You'll have to play chess a lot of the time to try to predict your opponent's movements. To gain early access to either of the ships, open the British cruiser crates that are available in the campaign and in the store. As usual, the higher the ship tier, the lower the chances of getting her, and big crates offer better chances for all the ships. While there's no Tier 7 Albemarle available through early access, Tier 5 premium ship London is among the ships that may drop as a reward. Please check the drop chances at wildlegends.com before making your purchasing decisions. Among the goods that can drop from containers is also the Union Jack Expendable Campbell, which can convert the permanent version for any of your ships, including non-British ships. The available ships are Tier 4 Hawkins, Tier 5 Devonshire, and Tier 6 Surrey, and the Tier 7 will become available the next update once the ships become researchable. So that's just very exciting. I really like the British ships, so I'm very much looking forward to it. I looked on wildlegends.com. They don't have the drop tables yet for those crates, so I don't know what the chances are. I'll, of course, let you guys know when that comes around, but I'm excited for that. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the campaign. The main thing that we all do, it's going to be the Dragon Slayer campaign. The German battle cruiser Siegfried is the centerpiece of our new campaign. It's capable in multiple situations thanks to her powerful guns with strong AP rounds, as well as her torpedoes and sonar. The ship has found her home at Tier 7 among the top competition, and she's ready to take on all comers. Much like previous campaigns, we'll introduce a currency that you'll be able to earn once you're done with the main campaign. From this update onward, it's going to be called Steel. You'll be able to earn it after reaching the final milestone of the campaign, no matter whether you have the Admiralty backing or not. However, if you purchase the campaign prior to last week, you'll be able to earn more steel from daily and weekly missions. Steel will become an increasingly useful resource as we add ships and other rewards available in exchange for it. The most exciting offer right now is probably going to be the USS Missouri, but it will take a seasoned captain several updates to gather enough steel to obtain her. This campaign in particular will allow you to amass as much as 1,250 units of steel, provided that you buy it outright on day one. Otherwise, if you finish the campaign the first day of week 5, you'll be able to earn 250. Other than the Missouri, you'll be able to obtain various goods in exchange for steel, starting with commander items. More steel is always going to be available from either arena or ranked modes from the campaign. The campaign rewards include the usual array of good, currencies, XP, commander items, and so forth, but importantly, there are several Royal Navy cruiser crates that may just contain one of the newcomers. The rewards for the campaign are as followed. If you don't buy the Admiral backing, 45 common boosters, 10 Union Jack camouflages, 15 Type 1 camouflages, 15 Type 2 camouflages, 15 Type 3 camouflages, 250,000 Commander XP, 300,000 credits, 3,500 Global XP, 12 times promotion orders, 1 insignia, 1 commendation, 7 days of premium time, 250 doubloons, 5 Royal Navy cruiser crate, 1 big Royal Navy cruiser crate, 1 German Commander crate, 1 Grade 1 Victorian permanent camouflage for a Tier 6 British heavy cruiser Hawkins, 1 patch background, and 1 patch symbol. If you do purchase Admiralty backing, in addition to all of those rewards, you'll get 40 Red boosters, 25 Epic boosters, 20 Union Jack camouflages, 25 Type 1 camouflages, 25 Type 2 camouflages, 25 Type 3 camouflages, 125,000 Commander XP, 1.2 million in credits, 16,000 Global XP, 19 promotion orders, 3 insignias, 3 commendations, 500 doubloons, 10 Royal Navy cruiser crates, 4 big Royal Navy cruiser crates, 1 Grade 1 Victorian permanent camouflage for Tier 4 heavy cruiser Devonshire, and the Tier 7 German cruiser Siegfried. Total value of everything once you get Admiralty backing, 69,355 doubloons. And let me say, one of the things I noticed is the new permanent camouflages for the cruisers. I'm definitely liking that. I love historical permanent camouflages, and this is always an update. Also, I didn't know if you noticed, you heard steel could be earned in a different game mode Arena. Arena mode, also an update for this one. And for now, something Arena mode, and now for something mostly different. We're introducing a new game mode, Arena, in a seasonal team deathmatch event that features 4 teams of 3 ships. You get a chance to show off your skills playing tier 5 ships and making a name for yourself across the entire Legends community by climbing the ladder. The first iteration of the ladder is going to count all of your ship XP with all possible boosters applied, so those who play the most and use boosters will count out on top. However, we will try different methods, including those unaffected by boosters and premium later on. Please consider this as a test in this regards, as we plan to use other metrics in the future, not necessarily boostable by anything other than number of games played. Importantly, the biggest reward of this season for the top 1% of the leaderboards is 2,500 units of steel, which can be used to stockpile over several updates for the USS Missouri. Missouri is going to cost 30,000 steel, or use it to get some of the intermediate goods, such as commander items. The basic rules are, arena battles are going to be available from February 15th to March 9th. There are 4 teams on the map, with each comprising of 3 tier 5 ships. If a team's ships are the last to stay afloat, then that team wins, and each of the players gets 30% XP for the match. The matchmaker will try to mirror the types of ships for all 4 teams, but will allow non-mirrored compositions after particular thresholds. There are no ship type limitations per division. However, the less diverse your team is, the longer it will take to find a match. For example, 3 destroyers or 3 battleship divisions. There's only 1 key arena on each map in the very center. This mode features friendly fire. If you hit an ally, 33% of your damage will be applied to their ship. Ramming is not, however, affected by friendly fire. Players who fire at allies will not receive any XP for the battle, so we ask you to be careful, especially with torpedoes. We understand that players might damage their allies by mistake, but several griefers will be dealt with accordingly. If there are ships from more than 1 team still afloat by the end of the match, said match is considered a draw and no team receives the 30% bonus. Maps available in the first season are Ring, Strait, and New Dawn. Rewards are credited once the season is over. The exact reward you receive will depend on your standing on the ladder at the moment the season ends. There are 6 tiers of rewards depending on which percentile of the ladder you end up in occupying. First one, participation trophy. Woo! 10 promotion orders, 3 basic crates, and 500,000 credits. The top 90% are going to get 20 promotion orders, 2 Royal Navy cruiser crates, and 30,000 commander. Top 50%, 25 promotion orders, 2 winter big crates, and 20,000 global XP. Top 25%, 1 insignia, 2 big Royal Navy cruiser crates, and 500 paint. Top 10%, 2 accommodations, 2 commander crates, and 1,000 doubloons. Top 1%, Arena Season 1 Champions Flag, 2 Lunar New Year crates, and 2,500 steel. Overall, I'm definitely liking the concept of the arena as a kind of secondary ranked bracket. I like the idea of being in the percentiles. If you want to grind in it, you can. The only thing I really need, though, is that the campaign missions can be done in the arena. That's all I'm really asking for Wargaming, because that's the one thing that keeps me from playing ranked a lot of the time, is I want to grind the campaign missions, and the campaign missions not eligible in ranked, which is always just slightly annoying, because I would like to be able to do progress a lot of things at the same time, rather than stopping my progress on the campaigns. And one of the things you may have noticed in the rewards in the arena is Lunar New Year crates, so let's go ahead and talk about that now. To commemorate the Lunar New Year celebrations, the home port will be set up themed as a themed haven, and special content will be offered in the store. You'll get the choice of 2 ships and special containers combined in different bundles. This content will become available in the premium store on February 12th, and we'll announce an end date for the sales separately. You can expect the following content: Southern and Eastern Dragon visual variants of the Tier 6 cruiser Miyoko with premium bonuses applied. The stats are unchanged compared to the base Miyoko. Lunar New Year crates containing such goods as the Air Dragon and Fire Dragon disposable camos, and the Ox personal patch and a similar flag is available in one of the bundles. So that is that. We'll see what it is. The camos overall look pretty cool. They look very neon and fun. So here's hoping I may end up buying. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, now on to balance changes. There are a few balance touch-ups at this time, but all of them were really called for. You'll be the ultimate judge of that, of course. Cheshire, rudder shift time decrease, main battery reload decreased from 17 to 16, and repair party modified. It now restores the same amount of HP over 9.3 seconds instead of the 27 seconds. Cossack, main battery reload time reduced from 5 to 4.5. Torpedo reload time reduced from 96 to 72. Charlemagne, main battery reload decreased from 13 to 12. And extremity armor improved from 16 millimeters to 25. Vanguard, HP restored to the Citadel repair party is increased from 16 to 25%. Shell grouping improved by 2.6%. Repair party modified. It now restores the same amount of HP, but over 10 seconds instead of 28. And finally, Duke of York, base number of charges for sonar increased from 1 to 2. There are also a couple changes in the skills. Consumables, fight fire with fire now works if damage control party is either on cooldown or depleted. And the enhanced secondary targeting consumable now has 3 charges by default, and its cooldown has been lowered by 20 seconds to 160 as opposed to 180. And here we go, guys. Here's a free code for 12 free Hunter camouflages. So go ahead to WoW Legends /code redeemer and put in S3YF ES75W. Once again, that's S3YF FESP75W. And some other miscellaneous changes. The big one here is the following ships can now be outfitted with historical camouflages that can be created in loadout menu for 75 paint, and it will be a tier 1 of the permanent camouflage. Fuso, Aoba, Fubuki, New York, New Mexico, Pensacola, Farragut, and Mahan. Looking forward to spending all of my Secret Santa paint on giving all of those ships historical camouflages. Also, the Azur Lane, Fuso, Queen Elizabeth, and Scharnhorst commanders now have the Fight Fire with Fire legendary skills. And finally, with all of this, new premium ships inbound, German cruiser München, and the American destroyer Sims. And that is everything in these patch notes, guys. Big update. Oh my goodness, am I excited for it. It's going to be a fun update. I can't wait. I believe it comes out Monday. So get ready, get your Admiralty backing ready, get ready for carriers, get ready to earn your ships and start earning the steel. I think the steel is a very kind of good update just because it means that you're no longer going to be wasting that event currency and it's all going to one goal, which is really nice. Okay, guys, that was the update information. That was the patch notes. I hope you liked the video. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.